Sports fans, welcome rugby fans, welcome to Warrior Field at the Anderson Rugby Complex here at the United States Military Academy. My name is Mike Eisenhart, and I will be bringing you the broadcast live of today's Army-Navy Star Series matchup between the women's rugby teams from Army and Navy. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here at Anderson and in West Point, and we've got about 5 and change left before the field is rugby all the time. Teams will be making their way toward the field shortly, and the color guard is ready to begin. So we'll let you enjoy some wonderful footage, care of James Vernon and the media team here at West Point as the teams get ready to make their way, and then we will bring you all the live action as we get going. The game today is a big one. There's a lot of implications here. First and foremost, Army is looking to secure their place in a playoff berth. They're in that top 4 pool for the NYRA NCAA rugby competition, and they are looking to come out strong. It is also a second narrative, a Star Series matchup, which means the Army-Navy matchup, which of course we all know leads to the big football game, is a series between the two academies. Army took the one last year, and as we'll show you, currently leads in the standings. By 1, as a matter of fact, by 1. And then, of course, there's this subplot, which is the Army rugby matchup, the Army women's rugby matchup. Only the 3rd time this game has been recognized as a Star Series matchup, and Army has taken the first 2. So there's a lot going on, and it's going to be an exciting day. We're going to go ahead and put the mics down and get you live with the cameras, and we will soon bring you the national anthem. Thanks again for joining us here on Night Vision and Army West Point. We're going to go ahead and flash the lineups onto the screen here. Get you rolling. First, we'll start with Navy. And as you can see there on the screen, Navy's bringing a full lineup into the house. Grace McDonald at 1, Emma Magnus at 2, Jada McNamara at 3, Megan Alvarez at 4, Ella Callahan at 5. In the back row, Larissa Payne wearing the 6 jersey, Kira Cole 7, Ashley Spencer wearing the 8 jersey, Mia Young, scrum half, Megan Leitz at 10, the fly half position, Alexis Rohrbach at 11, Rose Rode at 12, Lara Olmsted at 13, Catherine O'Hara on the far wing at 14, and Kendall Wingard at 15 in the drop position of fullback. The finishers today for Navy: Kelsey McKnight, Marissa Wilfart, Megan Finnerty, Ellie Pearson, Erica Spencer, Layla Lujan, Caroline Shigogu, Hannah Brink, Alexandria Gabbard, and Cece Ascudero. And now we will go ahead and flash up the lineup here at Army. Wearing the 1 jersey, we've got Stevie Ray Ricklick. Wearing 2, Kate Winker, the senior. Alice, the senior co-captain, moves into the other prop position at 3. Ellie Carney and Natalia Johnson in the engine room at 4 and 5. Ringdahl, Cassidy Ball, and Fia Toa are making up the back row with Cassidy Ball in the 8 position. Chloe DeLeon gets us at the scrum half position. Alyssa Eisenhart, the other co-captain, at 10. Grace McCune, the senior, on 1 wing. Alyssa Davis, the senior, on another wing. And in the centers, we have Morales and Winker, the pair that have been there all season. Emily Steen will be in the back. And for the substitutes and the finishers, we've got Stockbauer, Carla Carreno, Gwen Gilchrist, Elena Andrade, Zia Aganlola, Samaya Ahmoud, Ella Campbell, Kennedy, Thornton, and King rounding out the lineups. And with that, we will shortly bring you the colors and the anthem, and then we will get this game rolling. Thanks again for joining us here on Night Vision. This thing going. It is great to be with you. And in the booth with me today, on my right, is Major Colin McGee, who has been with us a couple of games. Colin, welcome back.
Thanks, Mike. Really looking forward to this matchup today.
And also with us today, Stefano Eliprandi. Steph, great to have you.
Great to be here, guys.
So we've got a heck of a matchup here, an Army-Navy game, all sorts of energy. The complex is feeling good. The weather's crisp, but it feels like a fall day of rugby. Colin, give us a little bit of what the teams are feeling right now. You've been in this situation. What's the energy like right now?
Yeah, Mike. Star Series, Army versus Navy, emotions are high. Emotions are high. Desire to perform, desire to do your role is exceptionally high. Can be almost too high. Critical to these games are getting into your play, getting into the game, and thinking about your roles, your responsibilities, and your fundamentals. What team can do that quicker is exceptionally important in a Star Series match.
It's a great point. I mean, energy management is absolutely key. Steph, we've been in big games before. A lot of times you come out of the chutes a little bit too fired up. I mean, that's certainly a risk here.
Absolutely. I think, it's that balance of that intensity and that calmness on the field that's going to win the day, right? And, man, this is just going to be a great game. I'm pretty excited about this. This is a fantastic face-off. I mean, it's got history. We are.
It can be on either side.
It's going to be a fantastic game of rugby today, fellas.
Right.
So at the center today is Matt Lake, and hopefully, if we've got the sound working, Matt's call should be coming through with us today. We tested it; it should be good.
Perfect.
Matt's a referee. He's done a couple of games here at West Point, and
Army, are we ready?
Did I believe the Brown match?
Navy ready? Time to run.
Has the ability to sort of pipe in some of the calls, so that'll help for the viewer at home. Kick is up. It's fielded by Fiatoa, and Army gets to work. DeLeon brings it out. This is Ricklick. Takes a couple to bring her down, but loses the ball. That's a knock on forward. And so Navy will get to work. Now the ball is out. A little bit isolated here is the hooker. Big double tackle by Army, and now everybody's going to have to settle in. So that could have been those jitters early. Out to the width. Good line speed there. Could have been Ringdahl.
Advantage over.
This is Carney. A little bit of a flick. Thought about it, didn't get it off, and it looked to me like the ball was stripped and then lost. That was Morales, hands on the ball. Goes back Navy's way, and now out into the outer third.
One step. Thank you.
Now it's out with pressure by the wing to cut it off, and there's that back tackle by Gabby Winkle. Army showing some line speed early. Here's some pursuit. This is Carney with Eisenhart hands on the ball, trying to rip it, couldn't quite get it. Now the ball comes out again. So Navy doing a pretty good job of keeping ball in hand. This time DeLeon had the hands on it, but lost it. Good clean out there by Navy. Now the ball out, and a big tackle by Alice. So Alice brings the energy that you expect from the 8-man / prop today at the tight head position. Now over the ball, this time Army's able to pick, and it is Alice who gets a little space and gets the game going Army's way. Looking, plays it off the ground to DeLeon, who brings it out to the right through Gabby Winker's hands. This is McCune looking to seal and clear. Now Army on the front foot, getting ready to set. This is Carney, who looks, finds Kate Winker. Good, solid tackle, but the groundwork is good. Now out to Eisenhart, finds Morales. This is a dangerous duo. Morales steps and finds one. Cassidy Ball over the ball. Now, DeLeon brings it again. Eisenhart to Fiatoa. Taimani Fiatoa with a big fend-off. Handoff and finds the try. So Army finds their footing. Puts 5 on the board early here with 2:25 gone.
Well, I tell you what, Mike, there's the balance of the intensity and the calm, the good hands out there that you need right there, right? Keeping that pace going, taking a little bit of time off the back of the ruck, making sure you're getting that ball in there. Just nice work keeping that tempo going there from Army.
Without a doubt, I was impressed that we saw the fend-off there. Fiatoa is a tough player and hard to bring down. Eisenhart lines up for the point extras. Kick is up. It's going to be close. And that one gets over. That thing was about as close as you can get it, but Eisenhart finds the points and adds 2 more. Pretty happy about that, given the position on the field. Last time we saw her in that position. So, an Army-Navy Star Series matchup.
And just putting 2 more points on her mantle of highest scoring Army women's player in history at the moment. So really nice work right there. Another 2 points against that for that number, making it harder to beat.
Wherever you want.
Yeah. So this, I mean, I feel like I'm pumped up and excited. I don't know about you guys, but the energy here is amazing. Ball is back up. Cassidy Ball takes it. This is a dangerous player in space, and Navy has clearly gotten that message. Puts 2 on the tackle. Now out to Kate Winker. That one looked a little high, but Matt says it's okay. Now the ball, a little step by DeLeon, who finds Morales on the take, not able to handle the pass.
Knock on
So that's
advantage.
going to be knock-on advantage
We're
to
okay.
Navy.
We're okay.
Boy,
Still in.
Chloe saw that A gap and just wanted to give a shot. Navy still playing advantage. It's Eisenhart on the tackle. Now, back up. Cassidy Ball and Ricklick join.
1 step.
Carney looking to get hands on. Here comes Johnson. A little bit of a trip over by Ringdahl. Kick through, and now Steen will have to make a play. She's able to do so, picks it up, and gets the game going back forward again. That was well timed. It could have been risky there. So the advantage is over for the knock-on, but this time,
That's
the clean
fine.
out that was well played. I did not catch a number there, but the ball was out and available. Now it comes out. Eisenhart looks to put a little pop into the green space, finds a bounce. The 15 is there to make the grab. Big tackle. That was a double team. I could not see. Could have been Ringdahl and Eisenhart, maybe McCune. Now, Yesenia Morales takes the ball. A little bit of a mishandle.
Navy.
And now the 5 gets rolling.
Advantage over.
So Navy gets back to work, says we're up for this challenge, and that was Ella Callahan who had hands on. Now the ball out. And so I would say, Colin, I think I agree with you. The energy's a little almost too high. It's a little amped up, and some simple mistakes right now that probably will get a little ironed out once everybody settles in.
Thank you, 1.
Yeah,
Ball out the back, Fiatoa with a big solid hit. And the penalty is on.
Holding on.
Looks like maybe the not releasing call, and that is what it is. So Army gets their first penalty, and Eisenhart will try to find touch. Does so, and we will see the line out first of the day.
You know, Mike, I think you guys made a great point about the intensity right there. Obviously, Navy did not want to get scored on under the first 5 minutes, right? So they're ratcheting it up there, but there's a balance to that we're seeing. Those turnover balls are going Army's way. You got to take your time a little bit right there, right? Definitely take the game up, get into the faces, but remember, I mean, you got to keep hands on the ball.
So we'll see Hollis's first throw of the day. They go up a little early, and it makes its way back off of Carney, but backwards. Ringdahl there to clean it up, and now Morales gets back to work. A little bit of a wonky pass, but Eisenhart finds some space. Heads up play. 15 might think about sending that one back, and there it is.
Now we're good.
Bean coming over to get in position. It's a big bounce. Good charge there, but Alyssa Davis there to clean it up. So the 15, Wingard does a nice job, but this puts Cassidy Ball into some space. Now Army will have to get back to work. Navy steals
Okay.
to the delight of the crowd there on their side, and now gets back to work. How the ball comes out. Good fend off there for the first. Megan Alvarez, but not before Alice comes through and makes some action. Now Army takes the ball back. Kate Winker to her sister Gabby. Gets it off to Ringdahl. Looked like maybe it traveled a bit, but referee says we're okay. Now Winker out to Tiamani, the try scorer. Taimani, excuse me. Gotten that one wrong all year. That was the 8 coming through the space and attacking the 9. Looked to be like Ashley Spencer realized there that she can't do that anymore and let go quickly. Now out the back to Morales, who finds Kate Winker, who has McCune in some space, has one more. See if they can work it on the edge. It's getting close. McCune looking, held it. Now Cassidy Ball does the cleanup work. Looked to me like ball was available. DeLeon takes it on the short side. And now Steen brings it out. This is Johnson who delivers a hit with ball in hand. Eisenhart looking for it.
Shooter's good.
Finds Ringdahl. Out the back to Gabby Winker. Does a little show and go. Gets a couple. Right now I'm impressed with Navy's scraping tackling. They're doing a good job to be in position.
Agreed.
Fiatoa looks. There's that handoff again. If you come in high, you are going to be on your back. It's pretty much the message that's happening there. But Navy over the ball. Had it, but really good work there by Alyssa Davis to clean that out. Something that I know Army has been trying to clean up a bit. Now, Morales to Ricklick. Gets it into the 22. Now we're into that territory where it's time to score. DeLeon digging. Finds Gabby Winker. Will show and go. Gets through one or two. Now we've got the one-on-one. Does she have the support there in time? The ruck is formed. DeLeon says, let's pound it in. The pick and go is on. Army bringing it forward. Cassidy Ball, little sidestep. Back into traffic, close. And the arm is up. So that's Cassidy Ball with 5 more on the board. And Army able to march it down.
Great work from Ball in that tight corner over there to power through those tacklers and put it down. Back to that Fiatoa moment. I love the arm work that she's using. It's very strategic. She's not just hitting anywhere in the body. She's looking for that shoulder to push the other player off the balance and then get that open space, and it's super effective.
That's right, Steph. And I think I'd also like to point out, and Mike, you commentated when they were right on the 22, some really, really good cleanouts. They might be a little bit late, but we're getting it and we're going forward. And I think you're going to see that counter rucking by Navy, especially with the first 10, 20 minutes of the game, where you just kind of got to take those and find those opportunities and weather that counter rucking storm as we continue to feel ourselves into this game.
So Eisenhart makes the attempt, pushes it across the front of the post. The score will remain at 12.
When we see Navy down 12-0 within the first 11 minutes, things that I thought they have been doing really well is they're actually good with ball in hand. Maybe they could go a bit wider, get into those 15 channels. And then off our kicks, their return kicks, they're finding some space. They're finding some opportunities off there. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do here.
Agreed.
15, Wingard did a nice job, and I think we'll see more of it. This is Davis, who fields the kick. Little show. Now Cassidy Ball in position. This could be some footwork and speed. Fiatoa trying to get there to help. DeLeon is able to clean it up quickly, and now the ball comes out to Rickliff. That was a good quick recycle by DeLeon to keep it alive. Hard work in the contact area by Navy. They're doing a nice job, and they get the penalty. So Army will go back 10 for diving over, and Navy goes quick. Now the ball out. Big stick by Morales. I feel like she's been doing that all year long.
Great tackling form from that young lady.
Little bit of choppy hands there, and the knockout. Alice did not hear the whistle, went through and wanted to put one of her own in the books, but not before the knock on. So we'll see the scrum. With about 12 minutes gone, I feel like it's a bit of a blur, but I think this is our first scrum.
Yeah, I believe you're right, Mike. I
First
mean,
scrum
we
of
did
the
have
day.
the one set piece line out here, but this is the first pack down.
Thank you.
Ashley Spencer, the captain for the Navy,
Good long lines.
number 8 today for them, has been a pest in the breakdowns, and we definitely need to get square on her to get her out of that area of the game.
So Army shows a stack behind the scrum with Eisenhart and McCune. Morales, but this is first the 8-9 pick out the back, and now still going. McCune has a little space, looking for Steen in the width. Can she get by? Close is held up a little bit there. Good groundwork. Navy looks to have lost their feet. Referee says we're okay. Ball comes back out. Johnson. DeLeon brings it again. Eisenhart finds Carney, who finds Ricklick. Now there's some space, a little bit of a chop pass. Fiatoa cleans it up. Looks, oh, good. Got a hand on by the winger. Kate Winker there to clean it up. Ball drives over, and they're back into that 22. Ball comes out again. Kearney, that looked to be up near the shoulders. Referee says, yeah, in fact, it was. So that's a high tackle. DeLeon says, we've got it. Let's go quick. Eisenhart has space, finds Johnson. Winker. McCune has the edge if she can square her shoulders, but she'll just give it to Steen, who will do the work and get 5 more on the board for Army.
Listen, let's give the credit to DeLeon for making that decision to go quick right there, kind of catching Navy on the open play on the outside, big lane wide open, ball moving clean all the way out there, and nice finish.
Yeah, you can, just
Rob,
did
if
a
you could,
really
just get
good
a word
job
to
of
number
seeing
3
that
that she's
disorganized
upright,
D for a second.
100%.
You just look up,
I just need
it's
her to
there,
bend.
we go.
Number 3.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
Come over there.
So Eisenhart will line up from way downtown, about 5 meters off the try line.
20 seconds.
It's a boot, but it's going to fall about a meter short. And so the score will remain 17. That is a distance, and she had a good strike on it. It was straight, but just not quite enough leg.
Straight and on target. Just a lot of distance.
Thank you, Mike. We were talking about it off camera before
job.
today, but just this Army attack and the options that they throw at defenses, whether it be with the tight 5, getting shoulders through with Cecilia Allis, Ellie Kearney, Stevie Ray Ricklick, and then the back row, incredibly dynamic. Fiatoa throwing fens and then getting it out to the playmakers led by Eisenhart.
So 15 minutes is gone here, and it's Ricklick who takes the ball. Good footwork and good work on the ground. Navy really coming through the contact area strong, trying to disrupt that ruck. Kearney looks to split the defenders. Now it's Winker. Gains a couple. Again, the hands on so fast, trying to get those hands on, but Army really working to seal and clear. That pass is a little errant, and Navy able to pick it out of the air. So right now, I would say if there's a gap in Army's attack, it seems like the passes are just not as clean as they typically are, and Navy's doing a good job of capitalizing. Now the ball comes out. And referee says that's a high tackle. So it will be Navy's penalty. We've seen Emma Magnus twice, the hooker with the ball in hand, doing a nice job of really working. Tap. Now it comes out. It's McNamara. Brings a big wide ball. Alyssa Davis there to try to do the cleanup work. Fiatoa going to challenge the ruck and may have gotten through. Morales says you did. Picks it up, and now Army gets back to work. So Fiatoa says we can do this ruck challenge thing too. Alice through with some pressure on her head, but still just absolutely churning. Gathers again and goes. Now DeLeon looks. Kearney sees it. Fiatoa, a little wraparound pass, nicely done. Cassidy Ball looks to swing it. This is Davis to Morales. Now the ball work is working. Kearney says we'll take it. And Fiatoa there to clean up. Got a person on the wrong side of the ruck. Referee says ball's available. DeLeon says, yeah, but that is going to be problematic, and the arm is out for an advantage. So a not rolling call likely coming, but not before Army plays the advantage. This is Ringdahl. Leon again tries to send Eisenhart 3. Slips through a couple. Turns a few meters inside of the 22. McCune looking for Ringdahl again. Looks to be held up. Going to have to try to find feet. Nia's down. Referee says we'll come back for the advantage. So no advantage gained. So again, for the new viewer at home, that is a unique thing in rugby. Is that continuity is a part of the game. It's a critical aspect of the game.
Number 7,
so the referees try to
rolling.
allow the game to continue. It's called an advantage, meaning you have the penalty. I see that you have the penalty, but we're going to go ahead and see what plays of this, what happens. Nothing happened, and so they come back for the penalty. So that penalty was a not rolling call against Navy, and Army will try to find touch. Eisenhart sets them up about 10 or 12 meters out. Let's call that 7 to 10. And here from the booth, we've got people thinking,
Here's your mark, Navy.
this may be the ball.
Right there. Thank you.
100%.
Ella, last 5 minutes, the rolling pictures are getting worse. Let's get them to
So
get out.
Army
Thank
will
you.
look to get a nice clean line out, maybe bring it down into that ball position. See if they can get some forward momentum. Carney goes up, pulls it down. The ball is formed. And now it is
Don't
moving.
take 5.
Navy joins quickly and does a nice job, but the momentum is there. Fiatoa breaks off, brings it out to Eisenhart. Winker swings it out to Morales, to Davis. They've got the final number. They can get it to Steen. She's got her second of the day.
Nice work again from Army there. Some great patience, right? You saw that Navy was scraping across that defense. Army could see that gap was closing. They started moving that ball faster, getting it into
Say that again?
Steen's hands. So again, great field management right here from Army, right? They're bringing the tempo up and down at their pace.
Thank you.
So Fiatoa brought it out of the maul, and they swung that ball all the way from one side of the field to the other. Never a bad thing. Found the edge. And probably the only one who doesn't love it is Eisenhart, who's going to be kicking from again, way down deep. Tried to get it under, but could not swing it. And so the score remains at 22 with about 20 minutes.
5, you okay? Okay.
Guys, it's been a fast, exciting 20 minutes.
Yeah, a quarter of the game gone, and I feel like we've been here now. Like this is like we're in it.
Holy cow. Listen, there's some good rugby coming out of Navy. I think they just have to settle their hands a little bit, right? We saw it on the counter rucking column. You called it out before. They're pretty lethal in there, right? They've just got to be able to capitalize when they've got that ball in hand. And I think that's something that you mentioned about Navy that they're doing is like, even if it's the tiniest glimmer of space, they're dropping the shoulder, keeping the head up, tucking the ball and hitting. And it's working out for them.
Navy sends this one deep, finds Morales, who shows the ball, steps through, but stays on her feet so strong and just churns, breaks the tackle, has one more to beat. Looking great tackle by the 15 to try saving tackle, but not before DeLeon there to recycle it quickly and send Alice through the space. 15 going to try it again. Alice this time a little too strong. Adds 5 more. Yesenia Morales, an absolute beastly run, just runs through the Navy defense.
Unbelievable. You can hear the home crazy here, and rightly so. What a great passage of play right there for the black jersey.
I think the thing that stands out for me that on that play, which deserves the accolades, right? It's something that you don't probably talk about as much, but if you know rugby, you know how critical it is. The Army support got there fast.
100%, Mike.
They definitely got there, and they recycled that thing quick and brought it out, and that may be what set up the try. And that's worthy of a shout out. You have to get there and run and follow your player. It's easy to not sprint down that field. It takes a lot of guts to get down there.
Hands on hips, admiring the run.
Heck yeah. Eisenhart sends this one, and also in front of the posts. So unlucky, floats across the front. 27 on the board.
Trying to keep some stats up here, but one stat I'm not taking, but I know the disparity in the high level that it is broken tackles. You know, it is taking a significant amount of Navy defenders to get Army down if they can get them down at all.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
The numbers game, right? I mean, if you're taking 2-3 every time that you go into contact, there's an overlap somewhere. So without a doubt, that is some hard work here by the group in black. Send it to short to Fiatoa. And I think at this point, if you're Navy, you don't love your options on that side.
Good, thank you.
Either way, Ricklick with ball. Out to Eisenhart. thought about it, but they closed the door nicely. She's able to split the gap and get through.
What?
That player looked to be a bit over the top, but let go of the ball quickly. Find Alice again. Takes 2 with her. Regathers. Goes again. Regathers again and goes again.
Wow.
Now De Leon to Morales. Bangs through 1.5. Good job
Play
there
on.
by the prop to hold on. That was Grace
One step.
McDonald. Referee says, yeah, that time it's going to be a problem. You
No,
can't
over here.
leave the
Over here.
ruck and hit the 9.
Number 2. Keep your
So
feet.
you were off your feet there. And so the penalty will now go to touch. Eisenhart stretches one out and brings us to about the 22, where the line out
Maybe
will
take the
once be
22.
formed.
Third line out, first line
Still
out.
6.
West Point won. Navy did not send up a jumper. Second one went down to the mall. They did send up a jumper. Be interesting to see their tactic here. A little bit, 22 out. See if West Point goes to the mall or if they're just going to go through their hands and do that back play that Steen has dotted 2 down in the corner.
Go to the front. That's Ringdahl. DeLeon swings to Morales, who finds Winker. Bounces 1. Inside the 22. Again out. This is Eisenhart. Finds AD out the back. Alyssa Davis. Big gang tackle there by Navy. They're going to try to hold her up. It's not a bad idea. The ball comes out. De Leon steps, finds Eisenhart. Churns on, gets to about 7 meters out. Fiatoa. Going to take it herself. And she's going to give a bit of an easier kick that time for Eisenhart. So Fiatoa gets her second, bringing the score to 32.
Navy had the numbers out there covering that tight lane, but Fiato is just that tough a runner. I mean, it's,
Oh, thank you.
man, that is a tough rugger to put down right there. Putting it right through the shoulders, just unbelievable work from her. I mean, the numbers were there,
Yeah.
tenacity.
So 25.5 gone.
No.
One flag
No.
up, the other not up. So no on the points.
Rob, you broke your own rule.
So it's going to stay at 32 with
We'll bring it up
26
at
gone.
Niagara Call on Wednesday.
We've commented on the broken tackles and the tenacity of the ball carriers. Steph, I think it's also
It was no
different the
good.
mismatches.
It's
You have
32.
Fiato out in a wide channel. Who's going to be out in front of them? Maybe a wing, somebody who
That's a great
doesn't
point.
want to see Fiato coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, mismatch all day. Such a strong runner. Plays it again, decides to take the short and go herself. Cassidy Ball there in support. And that is the mismatch you're talking about. Got a winger and a fly half sort of on her back, and now Winker with the ball. Eisenhart finds Johnson. DeLeon out to Gabby Winker. Little mishandle there, cleaned up by the 9. And the knock on will go to Army. So good job there by the Navy 9. Saw the ball, tried to get hands on. That's Mia Young. But just couldn't keep it, lost it forward. And so the knock on will go to Army. Looks like first substitution today is Z Aganlola. And Natalia Johnson, the second row, comes off after some strong minutes.
Crouch. Fine. Set.
DeLeon feeds and looks to bring it out. A little bit of a high ball. Eisenhart handles. Abby Winker through. Steen there to drive on. And they again are going to try to hold up. Now the tackle is made. Eisenhart, a little pop over the top. Can Morales get there? And does so. 14 able to hold
12,
on, but
right
that
tackle.
one was high. He rode up above the sternum.
Everyone's on.
And now Navy will try the quick tap and go.
Stay up.
It comes back out. That's Alvarez. Morales again on the tackle.
You're fine. Just stay there.
Eisenhart on the 9.
Not held.
But DeLeon there to clean it up.
Tackle.
That's
You
a
can't
penalty.
play the
referee
9.
says that's a no wrap tackle.
Offside, playing the 9.
So now Navy will try to find touch. It's a good kick, and it does. It's a nice job there by the 10, Megan Leeds. So the lineout will go Navy's way. The first time we've seen them throw one in the almost 30 minutes gone.
Definitely their best attacking position they've seen in this game. On their right hand, attacking right to left. See what they can do here.
You can see with the AR's flag, a little bit of a wind in the face. So throw comes in. It's taken nicely. Way to stay with the concentration. The ball is on. They're going to try to push. Army looks to have
One
been
stop.
reasonably up for the challenge.
letting you
Referee
use
says
it.
that's one stop. Going to have to play it. Here it comes. Now they swing it out wide. Cassidy ball looks. A little bit of a bobble. That's going to be a knock on. And it's going to go back the way of Army. So well-designed attack, and I think they were up for it there. Set them all, tried to pull in some players, and then swing it. Just missed a little bit on the handle.
Maybe that's a part of a star series as well. Cut down your spacing a little bit to work the fundamentals, ensure you hit that for the catch pass.
Crouch.
So the crowd here calls out for the spin.
Fine.
As we watch a sailboat come up the Hudson here on a beautiful fall day, and now the action is back. DeLeon brings it out. Morales finds Winker. Splits the defenders and gets some space. Wow. She's got McCune on her hip. There's the pass. McCune going to have to maybe think about giving it back. No, finds it and gets it in herself. Well done, Grace McCune, to stay away and swerve then.
Yeah, a little look-see over the left shoulder to see that there was a closing runner right there. She cuts to the outside. Just about 15 yards off the far post. Nice work from that young lady.
Yeah, really nice transition there. And I'll give the hat tip there to Gabby Winker, who knew that she was getting tracked pretty quick and made that little offload to McCune.
Absolutely.
Solid run to split the defenders and break the line. So Eisenhart will try to settle in and straighten things out. With about 31 and a half gone on the clock here. That one looks a little bit better and adds 2 to bring it up to 39.
Mike, just to go back to that score right there and prior to what happened off the back of that scrum down on the far side,
Conversion was
great
no
work
good.
from Army to
39.
separate themselves from the traffic off the scrum breaking up, getting that ball out wide, getting it out into space, moving it, then working it back in, right? But they take the ball away from traffic to begin with, give themselves the space and the width to get going.
It's a great
Nice
point.
work.
It's a great point.
What's that? I will look for it. I didn't notice it, but thank you for letting me know.
So Navy will bring the restart back to the right side. Goes long this time. Finds Morales. Fiatoa finds AD. Alyssa Davis, who now swings, gets the ball swinging again. Rickler. Good job by Kate Winker to seal and clean that out. Eisenhart out to Alice. Thinks about giving it to Aganlola. Looked to be off the leg, but referee says that one was a knock.
What's that? No, it's not on.
Some scrum center for Navy. Another, probably their
Twitch to the right.
best attacking platform other than the line out on the right side. A lot of options. Looks like they got two playmakers stacked in the back. Not showing West Point if they want to go left or right.
No.
Yeah, about what do we call that? Maybe 30 meters out, straight in the center. That's a decent spot to go from. So they'll certainly try to bring it.
100%.
Will the eight pick?
Okay, now you.
What about it? There it is. Some traffic though. Fiatoa breaks off and just creates chaos. So Navy will have to get back to work, and that set piece makes things a little bit rougher there. That's the three bringing the ball in. Now they swing it. McNamara. Black ball! Cassidy Ball able to get the ball in hand. Now Army will get back to work.
Charge!
Box kick idea was there, but the 9 able to charge
back
down.
by Black.
Still going backward is Army, going to try to find their legs. This is Gabby Winker who says, yep, I'm going to try to split. Cassidy Ball on her hip. She's looking. There's the pass. And a nice scraping tackle there by the 11. Trying to quick recycle. Here comes De Leon, but Navy able to get back and reestablish their shape. Now out to Carney. Thought about it. And Navy through, but not in position to put hands on. Referee says you came through and you're offside. Kate Wing. Big clean out there by Rick. The 8 comes through. De Leon able to get it out. Lola takes a shot, loses the ball forward, and might be a little banged up on that play. Now to Eisenhart, to Morales, has a gap, sees Fiatoa, fend off 1, fend off 2, and now drives the leg.
Tackle.
About 5 meters out, produces the ball. Now De Leon looks. Lola.
Back.
Backward, says referee Matt Lake. Eisenhart there to clean up. Swings it out to Cassidy Ball. Gains a couple. Is wrapped up there by the
You're
flank.
fine. Just stay there.
Cole. Now out to Ricklick. Navy defenders doing a lot of work in all these
stay out.
tackles.
Thank you.
You can tell it's tiring. Now Ollis steps inside. Brings it back to about the 5 meter. Now the ball, they're going to just drive it on. Now the ball finds ground. De Leon looks. Finds Ricklick. Big contact.
Fine.
Regather. Ball's available for De Leon. Now Carney. Ollis. Ringdahl. That was Ollis again, bringing it within about 2 meters. Maybe looks to be on the wrong side of the ball, but they were able to steal the ball. That was a tackle that looked to be up high, just based on body posture, but referee says we're okay.
Good. No, it's not. Don't touch the 9.
A lot of contacts. De Leon gets in trouble for that one. The time
Captain.
is off.
I
think the
twice
referee
now
there
where we
just
have
wants to
players
slow
playing the
things
9
down,
that
have a
hasn't been legal
conversation.
for almost a year. Let them know they need to
Decides to
stay off.
discuss it with
Okay?
Ollis.
They have 2 of those and 2 high tackles. So just take a moment. Here. Yeah, the time's off.
So Ollis relays the message, as the captains do, relays the message to De Leon. And De Leon says, yep, got it, understand. And now Navy will get back to work. 37 gone, so about 3 left in this half as far as the scoreboard here.
Playing the 9.
And
Yeah,
now
right.
time is back on. We've got around the same. Navy looks to find touch, does so, and let's call it about 20 meters. They'll have the lineup.
Army. Navy. What's that?
Uh-huh. So couple minutes, it's Magnus with the ball in hand who will do the throw. They look to find Cole, they do. Now it's out the back. Lola there to make the hit. Ball is through the hands, and now there's big pressure coming. Good job to get the kickoff, but Steen is well positioned to make a run back at this. Goes with Winker, he now pushes the ball back inside, about 20 meters out. DeLeon is able to slip through and put one under the posts. So it's Chloe DeLeon who finds that A gap and makes it count for Army. Adds another 5, bringing up the score to 44.
And from that young lady, just sees the opportunity, seizes the moment, hits the gas, and she's gone, right? It's beautiful.
It's well said. She accelerates really well, and she sees that gap.
Explosive.
You give her even a few inches on either side of that ruck and that breakdown, like she's through. Yep. So Eisenhart lines up as the clock continues to tick, 38:47 on the field clock, and we're about 30 seconds behind on our clock. Of course, the official time is kept on the field. Kick is up and through. That's going to bring the score to 46 with a couple minutes left to play.
Mike, do you think Navy's going to kick right or left?
Well, so far they've kicked right every time, but I would wonder if you might be time to test the left side of the screen.
Playing your 9. Okay, like off the ball. Yes, you got it. Thank you.
If I'm
Cecilia,
looking
the
at
clock
the
is
right
accurate.
side, and I'm
Maybe
seeing
the clock's accurate.
the options are Fiatoa Morales or Cassidy Ball. That's bad, and bad. Like Nate, and they go back to it. They test Eisenhart. Eisenhart says, "I'm going to send it back. Let's try
Always
something
inside.
new." Is it going to find the green? It does, and gets out. That's a nice clearance ball.
Absolutely.
That's been
That's
touched.
it there for the 10.
Over the halfway, and then to bounce out right there takes a ton of pressure off of Army, puts them in a great spot.
Last play.
Needed about 20 more meters on that ball
Maybe
for
if you're here, Arnie, you're
50-22. We'll conference about that later.
I don't doubt it.
Now Navy looks to go back. Nice ball over the top,
Back by
but
Black.
little too high. They're able to clean it up,
Back on.
though, and now it swings back out.
Hold.
Good hands there by the prop, McDonald. It was set up to be the rib shot, but nobody was there. Ball over the top. It's a nice idea, and there is space there. McCune does the cleanup work, but not before the 15 is able to get there and create a little bit of pressure, get the penalty. So that's Wingard, and that's somebody I will give a little shout out to. The 15 on Navy has been having a nice day, all things considered. A lot of pressure, several line breaks.
Doing
Still
a
making
lot
things
of
happen.
Effective cleanup work back there. It could be a very different scoreline if it weren't for her. This young lady. in the
Knocked on
15 and the goal
halftime.
15.
So unfortunate for Navy, that one bounces
take it.
off the hands of number 8, Ashley Spencer. And referee Matt Lake signals that one as the half. And so we have found our way to halftime. And it's been pretty much all Army, 46-0 here at the half. Guys, what are you seeing? What do you think if you're Murph McCarthy, what are you telling your team at halftime? What do we need to do to clean some things up and change things?
I got the opportunity to speak to Coach Murph right before the match today, and I said, hey, what are 1 or 2 things that will enable Navy's success today? And he gave me one thing, and he said it was defense. I think at halftime right now, when he's looking around, that is one thing that they haven't been able to get right. You know, they need to get shoulders on, throw some big shots in there, one person, one tackle. If they can improve that even by 50% during this second half, you know, maybe we'll see a little bit more competitiveness.
Great point. Steph, what do you got?
Well, for me, I think it's psychological for Navy right now. When you get 2 tries put on you in the first 10 minutes of the first half, it kind of shakes you up a little bit, right? And you saw that kind of happen to Navy because when they first came out, they were a ball of fire, counter-rucking, contesting. And it's just, if I'm Murph, I'm saying it's a zero-sum game at the half, at the second half here. It's 0-0. Let's get after it.
Yeah,
Let's get after it.
Make some
Play your
things
game.
happen.
Yeah.
Pull the energy back your way.
Absolutely.
It's a fair point. On the other side of the ball, Army seems to be showing that they've settled in now and looking a little bit more like themselves. I do think the energy seemed a little high in those first couple of minutes, maybe too high, creating some problems. And those are the problems of just, high amped up players. So what do you think they need to do? What are some things that they could clean up, and what would you look for in the second half? Or flip side, who would you like to see have an opportunity? Who's been doing the hard work out there that you'd love to see spring loose?
I think, it's been a 15-a-side effort from Army out here, right? If I'm looking for work, I'm looking for a little bit of love to get handed to the 4s and 5s, right?
Yeah.
They're just doing some heavy work out there, making sure those balls aren't coming through, creating those turnovers. They're due. They're due.
Yeah, fair. I think that's so Ellie Carney, the senior, has been doing quite a bit of those kind of initial carries in traffic, just cleaning up, getting things straight again.
Sucking those defenders in,
Yeah.
creating the lanes.
I saw the finisher Agunlola a couple of times. They're trying to get the ball there. That's a player who has come on. Hopefully Natalia Johnson, who's wearing the 5 jersey, is okay and it's not an injury.
Yeah.
Certainly we'll find out more there. Another player who I think seems to be doing some of the hard work is Kate Winker, the hooker, the 2, just around the ball, doing things that you need to do. And those are the accolades you don't often get. I know Coach Jen has done recently has said multiple times, including a great article on the Rugby Breakdown, and really shouted her out for her defense and also just for her leadership that way.
Yeah.
That hard work that every team needs, that you cannot win games without, but often goes unnoticed.
If I had one criticism for the black jersey in the beginning of the first half, it was a little bit slow to the breakdowns. But as that score line started to build a little bit, it's like that cohesion just came through, and there's no slack there anymore. People are getting there right at the right time. The support's there. It gives the Army 9, De Leon, a little bit of that breathing room to make a better decision as she's scanning going into the breakdown, knowing that ball's secure.
Great points. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and just flash on the screen the medal count here, the Star Series count as it is today. And then we'll put the mics down and take a break. You can see that Army currently leads the 2025 contest 3-2 with 1 draw in women's soccer. So today, if Army can hold on and finish this win and sing second, as they talk about here and do here, that'll add 1 more, bringing the count to 4-2. We'll go ahead and flash some video and maybe some replays for you at home. Just again, one little shout out to the media crew, James Vernon and fans and friends who have brought us all this great graphic and video work. Thanks again for joining us here on Night Vision, Army YouTube. We'll be back in 5. Fans, welcome back, rugby fans. The clock here at Warrior Field at Anderson Rugby Complex is ticking down. The referees are making their way back to the field. Navy has already set up and is ready to receive. And any second now, we expect to see Army back on the field. It has been a really, really fun day so far. And it's about as picturesque fall rugby weather as you can get as we look at a West Point and Army West Point sail on the Hudson River. I'll tell you what, it never gets old. It never gets old. Every time we come here and call a game, this place has got a great energy, and the rugby has been great so far.
We were just saying that off Mike as well. Myself and Colin is like, it's kind of a special time up here, the fall in the Hudson Valley, right? It's a beautiful place and year round, but when the colors start to pop like that and you get, a little bit of sun and mixed cloud here, but a good, reasonably warm day for the time of year that we're in, man, you can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Yeah, I was a little nervous this morning. I woke up and walked out of the house and it's a little chilly. It could be cold up there. We're going to bring Matt Lake back on and get things rolling again. See if we can get any of the substitutions, if there are any. And we'll let you know there at home who we see. Right now, it looks to me like the crew that ended the first half is still on the field. I don't see anybody that looks like a substitution for the Black Knights.
Mike and I obviously don't like to count my chickens before they hatch, but one thing that I think will be really important during this next 40 minutes when we're up 46-0 is that there's 9 other women in Black Knight jerseys that want to get out there and prove their worth and get experience in these types of games, which will be great to see as we progress in the second half.
So the clock restarts, and it's Eisenhart who sends it down, and Ringdahl Fiatoa there to clean up and try to make the tackle.
Tackle!
That was on Cole.
Oh,
7.
tackle, let it come back to Navy.
The ball, but referee says no, let go of it. The tackle was made. That one jars the ball loose. That's Aganlola on the hip, and the ball goes backward. Navy there to clean it up, but not before the knockoff. And so,
Yeah, that's a good call.
Army
We're
will
gonna
have
move
a
here.
scrum at the 24 meters out, let's say.
You can say that. Thanks, Rob.
So, Army brings the backs heavy to the left. Looks like Alyssa Davis is stacked behind Alyssa Eisenhart. Morales and Winker in the centers. McCune with Steen all the way on the width. So Army going to try to test this width. And now the ball out. Eisenhart brings it out to Davis. Davis runs through one, breaks one tackle, and then is caught up there just inside the 22. Now the ball back out. Morales steps in. Now looking. Ruck is on. DeLeon brings it to Carney. That one looks like where the Navy will take the advantage.
Taken
Now
back.
it's out. Kick is up.
Advantage over.
Bounces in before bounces out. And so Navy able to relieve a little pressure. Army will get the line. About 45 meters from their try zone. So a good pressure relief there by Navy and solid kick to find touch.
Army, you're here.
Hollis with the ball in hand. And Ringdahl at the front. Carney at the back.
Hang on. Are you 6?
Fiatoa now.
Okay, 6. Never mind. Thank you.
They show front jumper, but then go to the back. No contest by Navy, but it comes through straight anyway. Now DeLeon finds Morales. Looks for AD out in the back. Cassidy Ball has some space. Going to try to make a run for it. Is able to split. Shows the pace. Finds McCune back inside. McCune may have enough to get back in there her second time and does so. Army comes out with fire in the beginning of the second half to add 5 more. That was some real good transition work, and nice job there by McCune to be at pace coming up the middle in that.
Great read by Ball there too. Unselfish play right there to get that ball off at the last minute. She draws in the defenders, trying to take a little bit of more pressure off of her for number 2 right there. Gets the ball. McCune makes a great catch because it's a little bit of a googly and then finishes off.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
So Eisenhart sets up, and we'll try to bring in the extras. Kick is up, and the flags are up.
Frozen rope.
So that will bring it up to 53. And Army will set up to receive the restart.
You were fading in and you're fading in and out a little bit right now. So, did you say something before? Okay.
So it is the number 9,
Go
Leah
ahead.
Young, who will do the restart. Once again for Navy here at the center. Kick is up. Cassidy ball in the take. Good double tackle there by Navy. Now 40 meters out is DeLeon to Ricklick. Drives in. A double. So once again,
That's fine, it's there.
Ashley Spencer, the 8, who's really done a nice job of being problematic and slowing the game down, getting hands on ball. Navy has it. Tackle is made, has to release. Fiatoa to McCune. Back to Steen, who has 2 on the day. Gains a couple. Now out to Aganlola. Slips 1. Drives on. Gonna have to hold on to that ball. There's Spencer once again. Had it, lost it. Referee says you've lost it.
Play on.
Let go. Now Eisenhart gonna look to find some space. Puts one up. Could be contestable for McCune, was almost there. Again, once again, this is the 15 Wingard, who's done a nice job all day.
100%.
Here comes Alvarez, hit strongly by Morales again. Now a little pop over the top. A nice idea. Steen going to have to get there with something, but Ball's able to clean it up. So Navy trying to show that they can put it to the foot as well. Now DeLeon. Out to Carney. Hands are on there, but has lost it. Has to let go. Now comes over again. Eisenhart to McCune. Looks. Fiatoa. It's a nice job by the Navy defender to get up there and close that down quick before she's up to speed. Now out to Eisenhart. Back to Alice on the inside. Who churns and just continues. Gains a few more. The backs ruck it over. DeLeon out. This is Kate Winker. Little bobble, but pulls it back in. Bounces off 2 and keeps going. Aganlola with the clean out. Now the recycle. Alice sees a mismatch potentially. Thought about it. Finds Morales, who regathers. Stays on feet.
Tackle.
Now finds the ground. Delio, Aganlola. Big clean out by Fiatoa. Out to Eisen. They're coming up with line speed now, but Ricklick up to the task with a little footwork. This time, they got it. So great job there for Megan Alvarez.
Mark it there.
Excuse me, that was Kira Cole, the 7. I thought that was the 4. The matching scrum caps threw me off. Alyssa Davis. They've got the numbers on the outside, but Cassidy Ball comes out to do the cleanup. Scrapes across, and now Navy gets back to work. Navy looking to recycle. Now the ball's in. He's out. This is Spencer. He finds the prop. It's McDonald, I believe. It's again. Now comes out through the hands of the 10. Morales again with a strong hit, this time on the opposite number. Bring it again. Now the ball into space. Steen has to get back. It's placed nicely. Splits the 2 Army players, but Alyssa Davis able to field. Brings it out through Steen, and a costly potential knock-on. Not before Navy gets it. Now they're in a good position to score. They've got some numbers on the outside. Cassidy Ball going to have to get out there. It's Gabby Winker who does.
Stay out.
Army going to have to stiffen up here because this is a tough position for them. Big hit by Davis.
Tackle. I'm hard.
Navy's got a player who's on a knee, so we'll keep an eye on that. Now the ball out. Some traffic here. McDonald. Lola tries to get hands on ball.
We're
And
gonna
referee
stop.
says we're going to have to stop too close to the player down. So
It's going to be a scrum, Navy.
we're going to pause.
attend to the injured
timer
player,
there,
please.
Stop the clock for a second.
Thank you.
And let the Navy trainers come on the field and get some attention to the player who needs it. So Navy looking threatening there.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Good to see the hooker, Navy hooker, getting life under her own power right there. She wasn't moving.
okay.
Navy attack.
Take it. I think she's
Looking
I think she's gonna throw up.
like a
So
lot
we're
more
gonna give her a
fire in the
second.
belly right there. Well organized. Good Army scrape
Let's
effort
stop
over
the clock,
there. You
please.
mentioned Ball was shutting it down that first opportunity that showed up. Navy keeps their composure, is able to hold on to the ball. Unfortunately, the play gets too close to the injured player, has to get blown up.
It's your
Probably a
scrum.
good break for Army right there. Unfortunate for Navy to take kind of that
So
momentum out.
you had about
Let-
4
let's see
phases
what,
of being able to play the way
transpires
you
after
wanted
the
to. A
break.
scrum advantage goes off much quicker.
Doing a solid
Yeah,
job of
penalty,
finding
you would have had all the way
opportunities
to
via the
score.
foot. We commented
Yep.
on that earlier with Navy. Did it
Well,
once again. Found some green grass in between Steen and Davis. A little bit of a mistake there that resulted in this scrum center here. A great opportunity for Navy. I know Black Knights want to keep this clean sheet going. This will be a good matchup right here.
So the scrum is, let's call it, I don't know, maybe 10 meters
Sorry,
out.
John. Well,
Pretty much
Say it
right
again?
in front of the posts. So a lot of
Oh.
options here.
okay.
Navy showing a split. We'll see what they decide to stick with.
John,
here.
just send her on.
A little more weight on the left side here, maybe to get those right-handed passes going. And
He
it
was
does
doing
look
pretty
like
good stuff, though.
Magnus is going to rejoin the game. So got some attention. Trainer says all's well.
All right.
So now we start the clock.
They did try the 8 pick again. Think that could be a solid option.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Clock. Crouch. Fine.
So there's the call. And
Hold the weight. Up.
referee says we're going to start
Up.
this
We're gonna
again.
beat that.
So fines were
Yes,
maybe not
agree.
quite
I
as
think
clean
we were a
as they
little bit
should
too
be
far
and
apart.
have potential for
Make
risk
sure you're
there.
holding
So
your weight. Get a
we're going to
little
go ahead and restart that.
Yeah, I figured. But it felt like everyone's punching.
I have this down as
You
only
said
the
straight up?
second Navy attacking
Yep.
scrum, which doesn't
One untouched.
seem right, but
There really
Yeah,
haven't
thank
been
you.
many in
No.
this game,
No.
you know, just in general.
Coach.
So now the call
Fine.
comes in.
Set.
And it will be Mia Young who places it in. Spencer looks to pick, lost the handle, unfortunately,
Knocked
and that's
on.
going to be a knock on. So Army dodges one there, really
I'll come right
just
here.
because of a miscue.
Scrum Army.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for the Navy fans and the Navy players.
Tough break for
That
Navy
was much
there,
better.
right? I mean, you're in there. It's that tri-line fever a little bit that gets to you, and it's just juggle the ball off the
Keep that
back
vine
and
long.
unfortunately turn
Thank
it
you.
over for an Army put in.
So Army will now have the scrum, and it'll be DeLeon on the other side. One thing that I've seen that's maybe valuable for the folks at home, Navy trying to hold up the
Fine.
tackle some. We haven't seen that as much in other teams, but it can be an effective strategy. And of course, for those at home, if you don't get to the
Come back,
ground, if
play
you're
it
the
out.
ball carrier and you don't actually get to the ground, there's no tackle, which means that the other team gets the ball. But not before Cassidy Ball takes it and rambles about 25 meters or so.
Counter ruck is good.
Now,
Counter ruck is good.
got absolute
Yeah.
chaos. Referee says the ball was out, and it's Spencer
Nope.
who gets her hands on. So Navy able to retain. Now brings it out through the number 5, Callahan. Callahan finds some space. Steen there with Morales' assist. And Emily Steen working hard to get out of the space. Referee says the ball is available, so we're okay. Unfortunately, again, a bit of a mishandle. And that knock-on is going to be costly.
Slow as well. She was trying to.
Navy really wanting to put those points on the board.
Yeah,
here,
I'll
right?
do
And I
that.
think
I'll
that's
do
what's
that next time,
creating
yeah.
those jittery
Oh.
hands right there.
Marcus
You're
here.
not going to normally see that happen with a 10, right? It's
Sure.
it's sure
That's-
it's
you
again.
tell me
I
where you're
think
gonna
it's
be, and
going
that's
back
the
to
part.
just
Just
know,
let me know
wipe
if
your
you're there.
brain, clean it up,
Me.
0-0 on the scoreboard, and get
Tied
to
to
it.
22.
Super easy, right? To pick up your eyes for just a second, look for the space in front of you.
Outside the 22.
Of course, Army doing a good job of putting that line speed and pressure, which I'm sure adds to that. You know, you get those footsteps coming, and
Absolutely.
you know that 1 second is all you need. But if you take your eye off the ball, unfortunately, it'll bounce.
Army defense has been relentless.
So DeLeon will put it back in right at the 22. The interesting thing to note here is what's behind the 22 or not. Cassidy ball picks, looks for DeLeon, who swings it out the back to Eisenhorn. Finds McCune, looking to find the edge in Davis. Pulls it in. Lots of gold jerseys around the ball, but the clean out work is there. Now DeLeon moves it quick. Lola. Fiatoa there to clean out. Now the ball out again. Alice able to grab it out of the air. Churning. Ringdahl driving over. Able to clean out. DeLeon again. Now Morales finds Cassidy ball. Looks to split and steps. Creates some separation. Has one to beat. Morales on her hip. They're looking. Another nice job by the wing guard, the 15, but not able to hold. Finds Eisenhart. Eisenhart going to try to get one and does so. That is a serious effort by Cassidy Ball, who just absolutely makes this game look easy at times. And finds her Morris sister on the other end of that. A little Morris to Morris hat tip there. Finds Eisenhart, who's able to dot it down, and I'm sure we'll give a quick thank you later. Man, that was quality rugby.
I'm happy with the bind of
It
gold
certainly
3.
was, Mike.
It's gotten better, so I'll come over to 1.
Let the kick come through.
20 seconds.
Eisenhart sends it, and the flags go up. So that's going to bring the score to 60, with 54 or so gone. And Navy will get back to work with the restart. So had some good things going there. I mean, I really felt like they were showing some intent on the attack. Real unfortunate, those couple of knockoffs.
Oh, tell me now.
Obviously, they're going to want those moments back.
Last 3. Okay, I've been happy.
But
I'll keep watching.
I don't think you can take anything away from what Army just did with the ball. They, keep it alive, keep it moving, and then they just find those shoulders that they can step through. And Cassidy Ball is just super explosive, just goes through the space with ease.
She does, and she finishes it up with that unselfish play again. I think that's a hallmark of her game, and it's so important.
So they kick one back on the restart. This is Wingard, who we've said now a few times. The 15 has done a nice job today. And it's Winker on the tackle. It's Carney. And I could not see who's on the other side of that. Morales, no surprises there. The pick by Alyssa Davis, gets a hand on it, shows some very athletic moves, and just going to go right back in. Touches it down. That was a heck of a play by Alyssa Davis, who got the hand out there. That had intentional knock-on written all over it, but she's able to pull it in.
She hit that ball at such pace. Palm open for about another 5 yards.
Really, really good work to bring it to 65.
Alyssa?
Wow, that was pretty intense. AD, well done, AD.
Those are the ones that just make your jaw hit the table. It's like, darn.
Like, didn't see it coming until it was on its way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one will be right in front of the post for Eisenhart. Kick is up, and it's through. So we'll add 2 more there.
To no one's surprise, Navy isn't just going to lay over. They're going to play tough for 80 minutes, but it definitely is disheartening after you've basically played 15 minutes of the second half down in Army's zone to give up 2 tries with incredible individual effort, one with Cassidy Ball and then Alyssa Davis right there. That's incredibly disheartening when you're knocking on the door at about the 50th minute mark. We'll see how they respond, and I'm sure they're never going to lay down. They're going to keep fighting.
Well said.
Sure.
57 gone. And now the ball is up. That one's going to find a gap. And it might be cleaned back up by Navy.
First knock by
But
Black.
not before the knock on. So the first knock on by Army, second by Navy, and so the scrum will go to Navy.
It feels like a foul, yeah. Try 9.
So the scrum forms. And this time Navy will have the put it.
Ouch.
Mia Young continues to do duties for Navy.
Set.
Navy shows a stack position this time. Army gets a little drive on. New 8-man. This is 4. Alvarez, who swings it out the back. It was a well-timed pass, but a little disrupted. Didn't see the call, and it was a knock-on. So again, ball bounces forward, and will now be scrum to Army.
Some movement down on the Army sideline. Molly Kennedy warming up. Samira Mood and Tatiana
I
Staubauer.
guess we'll find out now.
So we'll see some of the finishers making their way to the field shortly here. Get some instructions from Coach Jen Solomon Clayton.
Good time to get those fresh legs out there too. You're closing the third quarter of the game, going into the fourth quarter to 20 minutes. I mean, that's a critical time to get those fresh players out there that are going to bring that, just ratchet it up another level. Great call by the coach.
Now De Leon. Out to Morales. Finds Gabby Winker. Takes it at pace. Looks. Gains a couple. Good scraping tackle coming across by Spencer. Bit of a bobbly pass, but Eisenhart cleans it. Looks. Almost had it. Lost forward, but may be able to pick it up. So the knock-on advantage is on. Kick up. That's a nice contested ball. Good distance and height. The Winker there. Fiatoa again cleans up. De Leon gets off to the races. Going to have still work ahead of her. Wingard there. The shove off works and now finds some space. Great lateral step. Chloe De Leon. And that is, I believe, her second on the day.
I don't know how many years that young lady has. It's amazing. It's like, she hits that side step and full pace again. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, what a runner.
Yeah, and
Dynamic.
honestly, I thought they had her dead to rights there. She's coming across, and the far winger was in good position. Did a nice job, but she just lateral step.
It was a leap, and I mean,
Oh, gotcha.
just
We'll
great.
watch that with the AR. Thank you.
Holy
Did you hear that?
And so, substitution report.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
It's going to be Alice, the captain, coming off. Alyssa Davis, the try scorer, coming off.
20 seconds.
And we'll see who else. Should have been a third. We might have missed it. So, Amud, the plebe, joins in the 21 jersey.
Gabby Winker, outside center. Great day for her off as well.
100%, Colin. 100%. I mean, that was just effort over effort.
Twenty more minutes. Let's keep it up, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the connect.
And so, after the additional extras are added, we've got Kennedy on and Morales fields. Stays on her feet. So Kennedy will now be in the 9 position. It looks like De Leon moves to the wing. This is Winker.
Stay out.
Kennedy out to Eisenhower. Little show and go. Steps through the space. Oh, lost forward in contact.
We have knock-on advantage.
Referee says that's an advantage. We'll go ahead and play it. Eisenhart working, trying to
coming
disrupt
there. We
things.
have a
There's no
knock on
advantage,
black.
and so the
It's a
knock
scrum
on
gold.
will stand.
No problem. We'll come to better ground. It's here.
Good
Say it
fight by
again.
Eisenhart. There were some people yelling from the side. She
Yeah.
kept moving.
Yeah,
She kept
by
looking at the
10.
ref,
Yeah.
doing her work and stopped that play to go back to the knock.
Absolutely.
Yeah, stops the advantage there. It looked, to me, if I'm reading the emotions, that was a little. I'm frustrated for
Crouch.
losing the ball. All of a sudden, you can find a little more energy.
Let's come
can't
up.
you,
We're
when that
really
happens?
far away. Let's get a little closer. Yeah,
I'm
thank
going to
you.
reset the scrum, and it looks like it's Gabby Winker who has
All right.
stepped off, and they
Two
shift
players in the scrum.
Cassidy
same
Ball
standard.
out into the
Nice and
center.
high.
So
Thank
that
you.
was the third shift that we were looking for.
Okay.
There's some additional
Crouch.
movement here on the sideline. It looks like maybe some
Fine.
additional finishers could be making their way to the field shortly. 62 gone,
Set.
and Navy also has replaced their scrum half. Scrum takes a fall.
Yep. I'm going to come to problems on that side.
Yeah, those forwards have to be getting pretty tired today. You know, it's that's been a lot of work right there.
Get further. Get off the
Just,
shoulder
take
further
a
onto the
second
back. Thank you.
to recalibrate, reset, get that breather in, and get it done as safely as you can.
Crouch. Fine. Back.
Now the ball's in. Bobbled on the back, and referee says, yeah, that is a knock on.
Just unlucky today for Navy off the back of those scrum downs. It's just, you know, that's probably the third one that we've seen happen like that. And to me, it's nerves. That's all it is. Because if you're playing at this level, it's that's not normally happening, and that's a score line that's making it tough to keep that head.
Yeah, frustrating
Yeah, but
for sure.
I think to Colum's point, we haven't seen chins go down in the gold jersey, and that's an important thing as well.
So it's Morales who comes off, and Gwen Gilchrist joins the game. She'll slot in at 10, push Eisenhart over in 12 position with Cassidy Ball at 13. Looks to me that Steen McCune still on the field, as is Chloe DeLeon, who is out on the wing.
And Elena Andrade on for Ellie Carney. A great day for Ellie.
Hard work all day long. Andrade comes in the lock position, and they shift Fiatoa to the 8. Now the ball out. Kennedy finds Eisenhart. Out the back to Gilchrist. Looked like McCune was just a little early there. That's the 19 picking up the ball, Pearson. And unfortunately, looks like once again, Navy going to be at the mercy of the knock-on. So Navy's also brought in some subs. I see number 24 there, Alexandria Gabbard, who's on. 17, Wilfott in the position of scrum half. See if we can get some other numbers for you. Looks to be some new centers. Can't quite get the numbers there for Navy. And the clock continues to tick at 65 and change. Kennedy brings it out through Gilchrist, who finds Cassidy Ball, pulls it in. Still on feet. Still on feet. That's 21. Lujan, who's trying to get hands on the ball with 16. McKnight. Now the ball back out. Gilchrist, Fiatoa, Steen steps through. Good contact by Navy. Now out through Stockbauer. Another good solid double shot there by Navy. They pick the ball out of Stockbauer's hands, and now the ball is out. Now Navy has their best opportunity. Steen comes up for the try-saving tackle. That was 19, Ellie Pearson. Now the ball out to the left side of the screen. A little bit of a mishandle there. Now comes across. Got the numbers on the outside as Army makes the shift. And here is Ringdahl who cleans it up. It's off the foot. And so that'll be an interesting call. Looked like the first one was off the foot. Second one was off of the Army player, Aginlola. So the first one is effectively a kick. And because no one was in front of the ball at the time, it's going to be a knock on against Army.
You know, I'm liking Murph's substitute in the gold jersey, the 17 right here, taking over that 9 role. She seems to be injecting some what am I looking for? She's getting to that breakdown a heck of a lot quicker. She's making those decisions a lot faster, and I think that's aiding Navy in their attack right now, and why we're seeing ball in hand here. So really nice work from 17, who's got the put in here right now.
So 17 is Wilfard, who's doing a good job, as you commented, and now things are going to get resettled. Looked like maybe there was an extra ball on the field. That's all cleaned up, and now we'll go back to the scrum. Now the scrum. Ball is in. It's hooked. It's on the foot. Now it's out. Ringdahl there, but that looked like a bit of a high collision, and it was. The quick tap. Wow! Referee says, nah, you didn't go through the mark. Unfortunate, because 17 looked to be wanting to get off to the races.
Man, 17, you are a jersey full of energy. Holy cow.
Now the ball is up, finds touch, and let's call it 18 meters out. Navy continuing to try to knock in this zone at the door. Clock keeps ticking, 69 gone. And referee Matt Lake resets the channel. New player throwing in. Ball is in nicely. Now it's out. Swinging out quickly.
What a rocket.
That is 18. Finnerty. Now in very good position. Navy looking to attack. Here's Spencer, the 8. McCune has hands, but lost it. Backward, referee says. Fiatoa comes in and cleans up the mess on Spencer. Now the pressure. Eisenhart there with a mood.
Big tackle from Eisenhart right there, dropping the opposite.
Navy still looking to pick and drive. Gains a few. This is Kennedy involved in the tackle. Can't quite see who the other. Could be Stockballon. Now out to the left side. Aginlola. The tackle with Ricklick. The drive on. Good solid work there in the A-gap once again by Fiatoa. Now Army gets the penalty. Must have gotten hands on. Did not quite see, but could have been Ringdahl.
Unfortunate for Navy down there at the 5 to turn that ball over right there. Hard work. But Army just consistent, patient on that defense, just letting those phases play, making sure those players are in the right spots, working that ball when it's been in the tackle and doing it the right way, and pays off.
Definitely a point of pride here for Army. You know, they've had several, let's call it 2 or 3 games where the scoreline has been very low, if not 0. Eisenhart looks for some clearance. McCune on the run, and it finds touch. Once again, it's Wingard there who is ready and in good position. But McCune on a very, very good chase.
Eisenhart with a great kick right there, too. She had to adjust to get around that opposite player right there, so she put it around the tree and was able to get a bit of a line drive off to the white paint right there. So really nice effort to adjust where she was going to take that ball.
So now the throw, trying to make out the number on the thrower. That could be Spencer. Hard to see. The ponytail is obstructing. Now the ball's up.
Nice take.
He says we're okay there. Looked a little wide, maybe. And out the back. Oh, that one looked like it's up high. Eisenhart is going to get nabbed for that one every time. Referee says, nah, you're nowhere near the mark. Got to come back. And that's going to slow down the attack. The intention is there. The idea of getting that quick tap, it's the right idea. Unfortunately, just a little too early. Didn't quite run through that mark. So this is 10, who finds touch. That's Megan Leeds.
It's exactly what you want out of your finishers too. Added value, bringing energy. I think the Navy finishers have added that to the game, which is really good to see.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
100%. 100%.
Yeah, they've come in and they've made some things happen. I mean, they've got some attacking. They look like they're one pass away to me several times. It's like that final one, you can see it kind of happening, and unfortunately they've knocked it a few times. Line out is good. It comes out clean. There's that kick through. Fiatoa sends it back. And now tries to get hands on. May have it. A good job there, some drive. Now it's lost. And once again, it's Fiatoa to clean it up. Kate Winker out to Cassidy Ball, who decides to put it on foot and bangs one over the head of Wingard.
Ew.
Now the pressure is on. Looking, pulls up, steps, and it's McCune who's able to get there and make the tackle. So big pressure relief. Now it's Spencer. Tries to come out the back. Ringdahl there to cut it off with Stockbauer. Now the ball comes out. Looking to swing. They've got numbers here. Good little idea there on the chip. McCune going to have to get up and take it. 18, able to make the handoff, but it's Kennedy there to clean up. So Finnerty, a real heads-up play, but Kennedy able to come across and make something happen. Now goes through the space. Ogunlola with a vicious hit, just absolutely smashing through. Now Ringdahl. Looks to me like the contact line has gotten up a little bit, and I think Navy is trying to get some calls there. It's Cassidy Ball with an absolutely ridiculous grab out of the air. I mean, like,
Wow.
what?
Wow.
I mean, between the reaction time and the jump, just to get that, I mean, that was well over her head, just absolutely plucks it.
There's no bobble. She just grabs it, comes back down, and puts the sprint on. Tough one for Navy right there. They had some momentum working right there. It was on the front foot, and Cassidy Ball single-handedly spoils that. But, that's the heads-up play, that you expect from her. It's and I think it's also karmic, right? The unselfishness pays off.
Yeah. So as Eisenhart lines up for the kick, it's Kate Winker, Stevie Ray Ricklick, and Tira Salil Ringdahl comes off. Eisenhart connects and adds 2 more, bringing up the score to 81. Looks to me like Carla Carreno, Ella Mae Campbell, and Reagan King have entered the game, along with Abby Thornton. And so we'll see if we can catch any other subs who have made their way off. It could be Cassidy Ball who came off. I'm not sure if I see. Oh, no, she's back there. So we're going to still have to figure out who is on. Could have been Del Leon is still on. Going to have to get a count here. Ball restarts. It's Kennedy who pulls it out. Puts one on her foot and sends it back. Smart play, but Wingard really in pretty good position. Unfortunately, lost it. The referee says, yeah, that was a knock on. That's unfortunate.
It really is, and particularly for her, who's been playing lights out rugby in that backfield all day. You'd hope for a better moment for her right there, but those things, we can't read the bounce of the rugby ball, right?
That's right. Frustrating stuff, I'm sure. So now the back line for Army sets up, showing a stack in the centers with Steen and Cassidy Ball. Leon working over to create some shape, and Navy gets ready to come up. 76 gone as Kennedy brings it out. Eisenhart out the back to Gilchrist, who finds Steen. Looks for Thornton. Thornton has pace if she can do it. Here it is. Going to try to step through. Gets it to the 5 meter. Kennedy brings it. Gilchrist to ball. Thornton is a player to watch on the wing here. New plebe, just learning the game, but has real pace. Stockbauer. Going to drive on is Campbell. Stood up, but at the 5 meter ball is available. We see Kennedy looking to pull it back. And now it comes out to Gilchrist. Steen. Oh, Emily Steen! Emily Steen! The fans in Ohio are losing their mind because Emily Steen just dropped one. That is impressive work. Now, I will say, I'll take a moment of liberty here to tell you that I've had the conversation with Emily. She has told me that is one of her dream moments.
That is
She said to me, I'm dying to do it. I'm dying to try it. And a couple of weeks ago, I said, why not give it a shot? Why not give it a shot? You know, I thought maybe it was just a two left-footed kickers having a conversation. She does it and absolutely shocks us.
Just
Puts 3 more on. Wow.
perfect spot, the perfect time, and perfect execution. Really well done. Really well done. You don't see it very often. Many times when you do see it, it doesn't work out the way you want it to. That was beautiful.
Johnny
Textbook perfect.
Wilkerson-esque.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
We've commented about it a couple times when we said the Star Series. Mike showed the current record of the Star Series, but what does the Star Series mean? So the winner of this team gets a star. You know, like it's a elementary school math test. You get your star. But what they do with these stars is they can wear it on their varsity A, which they wear on their black jacket or their sweater. So
Fantastic.
awesome to see that a lot of these seniors will be leaving with 4 gold stars with their time on this team. Really, really special.
So Wingard back to work, and Navy continues to try to churn. A good regather there by the 10. Now Army forms their shape. Wilfart brings it. Went laterally, so referee says play on. Did not travel forward. That was Stockbauer coming up and making the hit. Carreno has the ball. Referee says you've got it. Carla Carreno with a absolutely awesome pick. Now the ball comes out. It's Andrade. Stockbauer brings some force through the contact.
Right up the gut.
Now Kennedy out to Eisenhart. Brings it to Carreno. With a mood on the hip. Driving on and cleaning out. It's good work. Again, Kennedy to Eisenhart. Swings it. Finds Thornton. Navy scrapes through. Thornton takes 3 with her. Navy has it. Good job. And they do get the call there. Well done there by the 19 to get the hands on. That's Ellie Pearson. That one through the hands. Did it hit the hands? Referee says, unfortunately, it did. And so that's going to be a knock on. And that is going to be the final whistle of today's game. So, guys, I mean, really a show by Army West Point. Solid work all day. And they end the game at 84-0.
All day. I mean, there is nothing you can say about that Army team, but just hitting their marks wherever it was, whether it was offensively, defensively. I mean, just playing a very, very complete game across 15 players. You know, I'm hard pressed to pick 1 or 2 out to single out. You know, for me, it's 1 through 15.
Yeah.
I mean, and if I were to say that the team the finishers that came off the bench, we didn't see a dip in the tempo, in the skill. I mean, I think Coach Jen's got a bright future ahead of her with the squad she's got here.
Fair. Colin, anything?
Super special. Similar comments to Steph. It's a 1 through 25 game. Good to see the result today. A tough Navy team that did come out in the second half.
Agreed.
Put some effort in there. Tried to get some things going. And Army might have won today, but I know about a year from now, we'll see a Navy squad come out here looking to win. But at the end of the day, excited to see Army sing second.
which is what we will bring you. Normally we would cut things pretty quick and wrap up for the day. Not a whole lot of post game. But in this particular match, for those at home who might not get a chance to see this, this is a really special moment, and it's respect by both sides. I mean, I think the thing that's important is Army gets to sing second today. That's the position of honor. However, no less a salute to Navy for getting here, putting in the work, and working hard for 80 minutes. And so we'll keep the cameras rolling for those of you at home so that you can get a sight of this. Not sure we'll be able to get the sound up to you. We will try our very best so that you can catch the singing. I'm sure it will be excellent. But at any rate, thank you very much for joining us. And to the whole crew here with us, Colin McGee, Major Colin McGee, Steph Ali Prandi, myself, Mike Eisenhart, and in the booth, Bill Dobbs, Ethan Bristol on the cameras, Aiden O'Brien, and Nelson Galarza. So, folks, there you have it. Thank you so much for joining us here at Anderson Rugby Complex. It has been an absolute pleasure being with you. Congratulations to the Army Black Knights, Women's Army Rugby, and all of its supporters. We're going to call it a day. Thanks so much for joining us. Until next time, congratulations on the star. We'll see you again soon.